Yo, what is up? We are back, GeoGuessr World Record hunting. Yeah, so, gonna be going for EDW, no move, country streaks. The most famous world record there is. On Plonket, if you go to leaderboard, main records, down to the bottom of this section you have solo ADW, assisted ADW. ADW, the OG map, it was sort of been like, it's been like retired by Mapper. Mapper sort of quit the game because of frustration with the GeoGuessr developers, which everyone completely agrees with, kind of completely understands. It's really unfortunate because he has like updated it more recently, but that's just to add a few new coverage. It's really very outdated. If you're gonna streak, practice on your own, trying to get good at GeoGuessr. It's not the map I recommend. It's very old, but it's the OG one, and it's still being allowed on the leaderboard. Assisted records here are pretty crazy. Like all these here have been around for like 8 months. Like maybe something changed. I think yeah, not much has changed. The ADW and NM here. Yeah. If it's your first time on my channel, then cool. Hopefully you learn a lot. And yeah, I'm very experienced at GeoGuessr. And this, you're gonna start out in Ireland. You have the strip on the left with white backplates, definitely European plates. You can't quite see a blue strip. You have some town there ending in ham. Golden Elders. Actually, well, I think it looks white. The sun is blinding. So actually, what if it's UK? Yeah, I'm American, not English. So, and I can't quite see because this very, very bright sun. Which that's a yellow plate or a white plate. Ham, that's why I thought that sounds a lot more English than Irish. Double white lines. The style of signs that we have aren't any like yellow diamonds that you'd see commonly in Ireland and the Americas. Can't read a bus stop there. Architecture could be either. Just because of the style of signs that I see don't look particularly Irish and it says ham, I'm gonna go for UK, even though first thought was it was just Ireland, and it would make sense if you don't see a blue strip for it to be actually just UK. It was just UK, yep. But I'll be going a lot faster because obviously if you saw solo, the third place is like 170 something. My personal best is 200 something, but I didn't record all of it, and part of it was a glitch. It was some glitched rounds that I weren't sure what to do about, but now I have clarification about this. And if you're wondering why I'm panning around so much, it's just to get a region guess. This is Brazil. You can see the longer license plates that you don't really see anywhere else within South America. I mean, you see something in Argentina similar. Black backs of signs, very like Generation 4 camera. These poles aren't. You can see the angle here isn't great on those poles. That's just like some business, but you can see the indented poles there with the lines here, here, and here, and it gets bigger as it's going to the bottom. That is Brazil. It's going to click middle. It's going to click middle. Yeah, I could have gotten a better guess there, but I'm streaking, not going for a very high score. This screams Ireland. These buildings are the most Irish thing. These houses are the most Irish thing ever. And white plate on the back. And also, if you look here, you can see the back of the car here. This is going to be the back of the car. It's a blue Gen 4 car. Generation 4 camera is what we call it. It's the best generation. It's very clear, very more modern. You can see that you can tell the back here just by this is like the back of the car, and you just come to recognize it as this kind of thing as one of the backs of the cars. And it's a bit on more on the left side of the road, so if you didn't know, we're driving on the left. And yeah, I mean, it looked like West Coast because we saw water and it was kind of mountainous. I wasn't sure if it was down here up there, but it was up there. This is again UK or Ireland. Here I get more Scotland vibes. I think that might be yellow. These kinds of mountains you do see actually similar in both. Could be actually like Orkneys or Shetland, but I do think that's more yellow there. And buildings don't look the same as the round we just had. Look a bit more. Again, I don't know why we're getting so many UK Ireland right off the bat. That's definitely not my strong suit. But I'm just gonna send over here. It was Orkneys. So yeah, very nice guys. Ooh, I do not, well, that's a great start. I do not have my state, country streak counter on. I have the state streak counter on. So I will fix that in 1 second. These road lines here are very, clearly Danish. Well, not maybe very clearly if you don't know them, but these kinds of dashes here, these double whites in the middle, but it's not always continuing double white. You can see it's double white, though. This bollard is screams Denmark. This is the Danish bollard. Just looks like Europe. You have, yeah, everything back here screams Denmark. If you've played as much, you should come to recognize this quite easily. Yep, was over there. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is going to go to all these GeoGuessr related scripts that I have, and I'm going to turn off the state streak, and I'm going to turn on my country streak. And do I need anything else? I do not think that I need anything else. If I refresh here, okay. So I should have 5, but if it doesn't give me 5 off the bat, then I will just go to 5. There we go. Here, this is Ghana. We have the tape on the Google car and a lot of other things. Roof rack, everything back here screams Ghana, but maybe the second meta you should ever learn is Ghana tape. And it's actually crazy. In France, you get blue stickers on the poles, but this might not look to France like France to you. This like some giant mountain here. It does not look normal. That is because we are in Reunion, the only other place that has tape, this duct tape on the Google car. It's on a different bar. Ghana's on this one. It has a roof rack also, different carve, and yeah. So it's France-owned territory of Reunion, which is here. And if we have mountains, this is the compass, to our north, then we're going to be somewhere down here. So, yeah, we were actually right in them, and we had those mountains there. Driving on the left here, and we have the Kenya snorkel, the first meta that you should ever learn. This is Generation 4 coverage, which was recently added to Kenya. But it's in most Generation 4 coverage, I think, and all Gen 3 coverage. This is the most common snorkel that you'll see. There's only 2, but it's common. It's the one they'll see like 90% of the time. Yep, this is just Kenya. Very nice. This language is, and this kind of just, okay, but like you could think this is India, but India does not have this like quality of camera that's completely pure and very nice looking. India camera is complete trash. It doesn't look normal at all. It looks terrible. Like this looks very nice, and this kind of road. Yeah, I don't know. This just screams Bangladesh. Language script. Yep, screams Bangladesh. To be honest, it was over here in the town of. It was in a town that I would not like to pronounce. Again, this is Kenya, but we do not have the snorkel here. This is Generation 4 coverage again. We're kind of annoying. You have a follow car as well most of the time in Kenya. I don't really know the Generation 4 coverage in Kenya too well, like where the car metas are. I prefer like not to learn that. I do sometimes though. Was in downtown Eldoret there, pretty big city for Kenya. Alright, should be on a 10 streak now unless it glitches. Yeah, it's been glitching a bit lately, country streak. It's alright, it'll fix itself in a second. Okay, black stickers on poles like these you'll see in the mainland area, the main area of Malaysia. Also see white lines, you have these kinds of giant black stickers on poles that have letters and numbers and different organizations of those. This is definitely Southeast Asia. You'll have a Latin script, but in the Malaysian language. And it's not updating, but I was kind of waiting for it to update before I could guess, but I'll just guess, and I'll fix it at the end here. We have a black Google car here, which, if you notice, is South America. Just by the Spanish, this kind of art. Okay, first of all, this kind of architecture is very common in Peru and Bolivia, but black cars not in Bolivia. You see also these kinds of very circular, more little thick poles, kind of look really like, they look really smooth. I'd like to say, but you'll see very commonly you'll see tons and tons of like white posters, not just white posters, but tons of posters. This parts of these poles here. Also, we can have black bottoms on Peru poles. So it is just Peru here. Somewhere, I'm just gonna go Lima. Might not be. It was actually Chiclayo, pretty big city here. Okay, we have European license plates. Architecture immediately looks Italian, but the plates are not going to be Italian. Italy would have smaller license plates with blue strips on both sides of the license plates. So I'm actually not sure what this is. What comes to mind is just a little France here in the Alps, or even in the Pyrenees. A kind of deceivingly difficult location that looks quite like you should just know it somewhere in Europe right off the rip. But I do not. Architecture definitely does look Italian to me, at least. Not an European expert. I tend to think that I'm pretty okay. I think, okay, very commonly in France, you'll see a point on these kinds of wooden poles. Many poles in France are not wooden. They look they're different kinds of poles. I can get to that later if we see it. But on these kinds of wooden poles you'll see in France, there's like a top of it, and you see that very commonly in France. You also see that in a lot of countries, so it's not it's not definite for France. So I am thinking it is France. I mean, there's like a tiny chance that it is Italy, and then just like not a single one of the license plates here actually is Italian for some reason if we're near a border. Or it's like old license plates or new, or there's some other design, I don't know. If it's neither, if it's nothing of that, then I'd be shocked if it was anything like Spain, Slovenia. But yeah, spending a lot of time here. I'm just gonna send something. Let's go for a gap. It's a pretty beautiful place here. It was in France, not quite into the Alps, and not quite into Pyrenees, just in these big mountains here. Don't know what to call these if there's a mix. Parque National de Cevennes. I'm sorry, never learned French. I took Spanish. This is just easiest Poland language ever. If you see W's, just send Poland. That's all I have to say. If you see W's, send Poland. In language. Okay, wide lines here. North America. We have no front plates on, I think, all three of those cards, and it might have front plates there. We have a front plate there. See, wide lines you'll see in very commonly in Oregon, also very commonly in Washington, and you'll see elsewhere, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Arkansas, scattered some other places as well. Mostly in just the U.S. though. This plate, I think it would be a Washington plate with that little, like, Washington in red right there, right in the top left. I was in like a Portland airport, and just Oregon area here, and I think I learned Washington plates. I mean, I know most of the plates, but I'm pretty confident in my Washington plate knowledge just by having been close to there. I think it is just going to be Washington. You have like Pacific Northwest kinds of pine trees here. Don't always trust the kinds of pine trees you can get similar east. You can't really see any big mountains, but there is quite hilly. That does look, yeah, everything fits here with just somewhere in Washington. So I'm going to send. It was just Washington. Very nice. Let's just see what streak I'm on, because I haven't been paying attention. So this is 13, so missing, I guess it just glitched out in 2, so I'm going to add up there, just to 15 there. These kinds of signs, arrows, these blue signs, that font are very Belgian. This kind of pole, I can't really see it too well, but it's a Belgian pole. I can't really see it too well as well, so I'm not really going to go much into depth about it. Architecture isn't obvious Belgium. Okay, this pavement with these kinds of things on the side of the road is very Belgian, more concrete kind of thing on the side. Also can be on the road, but this isn't really that. Very hilly. You're going to go to somewhere down here, like French, Luxembourg border. Yeah, it was more German, Luxembourg border area. White paint in the bottom of the poles. This is in various countries. This is going to be Eastern Europe. You have a yellow sticker on the pole, which you'll see also in various countries, with a flag on the antenna. You'll see that in Bulgaria, Romania, Hungary, Slovakia, Czechia. Those are the main countries you'll see that. But then very rarely, like very rarely, you'll see that in Poland, France. Like, I might have seen like one location in many years of playing GeoGuessr. There was in Italy, maybe one in Spain. But yeah, then the countries that you'll see, the flags antenna. This is like a small flag. It gets really detailed. It's a lot of meta. Like a lot of meta is not fun. Some is fun, some is nice, but I tend to like. I don't like to go much into stuff like this, but I think I just wanted to mention that I don't think smaller flag like this might be up here. But okay, with white paint on the poles, the bottom poles, and yellow sticker, this is just going to be Romania. Also, the language on the sign is Romanian. You don't expect to be knowing Romanian right off the bat, just how it looks, but this is just going to be Romanian. The language is not Cyrillic, or wait, is it Cyrillic? Okay, oh wait, Bulgaria also has white paint on the bottom of the poles. Wait a minute, am I just wrong here? Because Bulgaria also has this. Okay, that looks like Cyrillic, actually. Yeah, I think this is actually Cyrillic. Don't know what I was thinking. I think it is actually going to be near the border. But, yeah, that's going to be Cyrillic there, the alphabet, with that, with these characters here. It's really hard to see, but, yeah, it is going to be Bulgaria. They have the same sort of license plates. The architecture makes so much sense with either, but I'm gonna send somewhere like right over here. Let's go in the town of Bersetsi. Yeah, very, very, very close guess. I'm very happy with that. I will need to go faster and faster as we progress, because if I want to have any hope of getting near top 3 world records. Oh no, this is not the kind of round I love. I mean, we have what I immediately think is that it's Blurmany, because we have random blurs and it's a very bad quality camera. Germany was covered with very just bad quality, but the problem is that we have a big mountain there, which I don't. Germany is honestly like top 5 countries I just do not know well in GeoGuessr. Germany, Russia, Botswana, Germany, Russia, Botswana, Thailand, and maybe something else in Asia. Yeah, but I do think it is just German. I can't think of what this is. If it's that street sign, I don't know German street signs. You can memorize. Okay, Germany only has coverage in like 20 cities or whatever. It has coverage in Dortmund, all around. I don't know if you count Bochum or Gelsenkirchen as a city, or Oberhausen, but Dortmund, Essen, Duisburg, Düsseldorf, Wuppertal. It goes into some rural areas here, which is pretty cool. Cologne, Bonn, Frankfurt, Mannheim, Stuttgart, Munich, Nuremberg, Dresden, Leipzig, Berlin, Hanover, Bielefeld, Bremen, and Hamburg, and also some really, really, really rare couple other special, like walking through a zoo camera tracker somewhere like that in Germany. I don't really know where. With the big mountain there, though, in that way, I would look at this could it be Stuttgart? Because I know Stuttgart can be really hilly. I just think of it as being a mountain. Like, I think of Stuttgart as hilly, but not mountain. Mannheim, I know there's some hills around here, but it could be. It kind of looks close, but at the same time looks quite far. You have the road angle here. If you look straight down, you can see the compass is pointing straight north, straight south, and we can have the exact road angle, compare it to something, a road like this. Compare it to a road like this, you can zoom in way in, and you can see that this road is going a little bit more northish than this road, so it's not quite a fit. That's just how you line up a road. But it's not Heidelberg. I'm just zooming in at that randomly. So if it is Mannheim, that ridge right there, it's not really a mountain. It could be this little ridge we see here. If you can tell that elevation there. I shouldn't be spending too much time on this. I know Frankfurt does have some mountains around, and also other hilly areas here. And I know there's one might be a little bit hilly around Dresden or Leipzig, but otherwise you really don't get much hills. I mean, obviously Munich is going to it's pretty flat in my opinion around Munich. You have big mountains here, but that's not far enough away. So I'm just going to send something over here. It was Mannheim. Something I noticed here. Should have stuck with it. Outskirts of Mannheim there. These poles right here, Australian Northern Territory poles. The vegetation very unique to Australian Northern Territory. Australian bollards. We have a lot of stuff here. It's going to go somewhere up there. Very, very nice. Darwin. Again, Ghana, Google car. You'll see landscape. We have similar regions in Ghana so far, actually. Watch it not be a similar region. It was not. Okay. Good score, though. I'm just gonna maybe I'll wait to add that up, because what if it adds up an extra one? I don't know. But these kinds of white signs, very Australian. These kinds of big poles I associate with like these huge poles. Circular I associate with like Victoria. Australian bollards again. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not. There are Australians that will have like 100, or they can consistently get like a 40, 50, or 30, whatever, even like state streak in Australia, which I cannot. Australia can be. I wouldn't say that I'm weak at Australia, but compared to Australian GeoGuessr players, they know their country very, very well. It has lots and lots and lots of pole metas and road line metas. But yeah, it is just going to be Australia. I'm going to go somewhere over here. It could be New South Wales. Oop, I clicked keyboard shortcuts instead of yes. It was New South Wales. Okay. One or the other. Okay, we have very distinct roofs here, which I think are like this kind of architecture of the tiled roof is like unique to like Java. Also can see it in southern Sumatra, Lampung provinces, and also Bali. To me, this just looks like somewhere in like eastern Java. Gembangen, Gedeg. Those are probably some places. I cannot be bothered to look for them right now, and I have 5K just by plonking. Well, those places, I don't know, there may be the places like Mojokerto on the sign there, but very nice guess. yellow outside lines here of a Generation 2 camera. It's not like a really bad camera, but it's a really old camera from like 2010, 11. Gonna be South Africa here. Very distinct South African sort of landscape. Yellow lines on the outside. I did literally the last video yesterday that I did was only South Africa for almost an hour. So if you want to learn more about South Africa, then hey, check that out. Not an absolute expert, but I know a thing or two. Yeah, nice guess. Got the state there. Yep. This just looks like Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico, first vibe. That says Campeche, which is this province in Mexico right here. We're on a big, big road. It's going basically east-west. Not quite. So I was thinking it was this road, but it's going more this angle, which actually fits with right here. But we have a road here going to a... something, an inspection. Big sign there. I wish I could see that. Can't quite see any of these signs. The bus stop there. It says Campeche. I mean, it could be just this road, to be honest. Are we? Yeah, okay. It is a divided road, so I should be looking. There's like gonna be no roads basically. It's gonna be a divided road except for this road in Campeche, in my opinion. Let's just look. The angle is way off. This angle looks quite good though. Right here looks pretty good. Wait, we have a road there. No, we do not have a road there. So road over there. Ooh, nah, it's just a bus stop. Yeah, don't know. Is this divided any part in this road? Constitucion. Could that be like a town name we're going into? I don't know. I don't know. I just want to send something, to be honest. It's very, very rural here. And I really should not be trying to 5K something when I'm trying to explain streaks. But that's how I usually play. That was what I first zoomed into, wasn't it? What should not be Campeche? It just says Campeche on the sign for some random reason. Oh, it was Max South right on the Tabasco border. Oh, it's like right next to the border, actually, going to this town. I guess it's called Constitucion. Northwestern State University. Well, we're not in the USA here. Pretty sure we are just in Mexico. Yeah, we have those kinds of... It's hard to see from here, but these poles aren't round, cylindrical. They are octagonal. So you see these little lines in them that makes it octagonal around them. And short license plates, Mexico. Northwestern State University. Northwestern State University. I wouldn't have thought. My vibe here is that this is anywhere from... I think it's Tamaulipas, or like it's definitely the this mountain range here. I don't know the name of it. But it's going to be the east side of that, I think. Just with these kinds of very green, these kinds of vegetation, very common on this east side. I think it could be down to, like, Jalapa, or how do you say that? But it could be not north of Monterrey. So I'm just going to look for something that fits very quickly. Never mind, I shouldn't do that because it's right there. Yeah, it was. Okay, it was actually really close to in the mountains. But, yeah, very nice guess. Actually got the Tamaulipas province there, so very nice. We have a 25, first try. And now I've been saying I'm going to go faster, now I'm going to go faster. Okay, this landscape, this is going to be tough if you don't know it, but this is going to be Australia. I think it's like Western Australia. Could be actually Northern. This Adele, it's very like distinct. If you've seen it before. So many of these rounds are hard to explain. Like this vegetation doesn't like scream in this kind of length, doesn't scream Australia at all. But if you know, then well you know. So yeah. Yeah, I got the pretty easy road there. If you've seen it before, actually clicked really close to the ends, quite accidentally. White car here and a bluish license plate. Peru, like I said before, is black car, but also white car. White back of the car here. It looks like we're driving left. I think we're just passing this car. Should just be Bolivia. The bluish license plate. That almost looks like a Peru flag, but Bolivia will have some different kind of stuff, but yeah, it's not an obvious round. Architecture, this kind of brick again, very common. Pretty sure this is just Bolivia. I mean, where I think near Cochabamba is pretty good. Yeah, it was quite a near country, but I wasn't going to be down to Cochabamba, but I thought it was one of these towns, and it was Miske. Haven't heard of that, but now I know. Okay. So, I think this... Okay, this is unofficial coverage. This is going to be... Obviously, this camera is awful. By Google, this... You can see it down here. Every single time it's said by, like, 20-something, 2023 Google. It's by who takes the image, but this is Autori, which is some random guy from Sweden who's complete... Who... decided that he wanted to use a terrible camera and drive tons of roads in Finland and other places around the world and override the coverage from perfect quality to this terrible camera, and this does not count for and this, like, what is this, like, this is not normal at all. It's in Finland, but I don't think this is actually going to count for a streak. I think that they don't count this, but I know it's Finland anyway. We have solid white lines on the outside, these kinds of birch trees, birch trees. Very Finnish. It's not gonna count, so I'm gonna put it one back down if it goes to 28. Okay, we have winterish coverage here, and if you've seen this before, in these kinds of poles, winterish coverage in the Baltics, this kind of architecture, that kind of language sign, is just going to be Lithuania here. This bollard with the orangish strip is going to be Lithuania. Very nice. So I think we do have a 20... Yeah, we're good. Okay. It's good that it didn't update one round. It kind of knew what it wanted. Okay. But here, I think we have our first Japan video. We have a camera that you can tell if it's kind of lower to the ground. It doesn't rise up as high. You can see, like, you see this giant, like, blur that we have down here? It's very close to us. In Japan, they lowered the camera so the camera can't go over fences for, like, privacy reasons. White guardrails sort of thing, very Japanese. Yellow kinds of signs, very like Japanese, Taiwanese, South Korean, Latin American, North American. Vegetation, these kinds of trees, very Japanese. On rounds that we haven't had the country before, looks kind of southern, so I went down there. And rounds that we haven't had the country before, and the rounds that we haven't had the country before, I will explain, but I will go fast most of the time. Oh boy, this is actually a tough location. Long antenna here. I don't know what that pole is. My first thought was Poland, but these are not normal Polish poles at all. At all. Road is just could easily pass for Poland. This I think is kind of Polish. This cross with the gravesiders, I think it's what it's called. I don't know. Yeah, this kind of looks just like Baltic Polish. Okay, we have a hill there, so. Yeah, it just doesn't look like Baltic. These poles wouldn't be found in Baltic cylindrical at all. These would never be found in Baltics. Long antenna is kind of odd, but yeah, the poles aren't normal Polish poles, but you're not going to see that 100% of the time, so I'm actually not as sure here as I should be. I mean, if it's not, then it's just... Then it's like Czechia or Slovakia. I mean, unless I'm just... dumb, but I think the road quality does look very Polish, this kind of road. The pole, if I only saw this pole, I would think Croatia, but I don't think Croatia any other elsewhere here. So I'm just gonna send Poland. It's a bit hilly, which is pretty much all over Poland, but I guess I'll give it a bit more south because it's more hilly south and get into mountains in the far, far south on the border. Yeah. Yeah, it was. Okay. Random, very close guess there, but very, very nice. Okay, this is going to be Philippines. Driving on the right here, you can see this is the front of the car. It's a white Gen 4 car. Philippines did not have Gen 4 for the longest time, most of the time I've ever been playing GeoGuessr. And you're going to see English here, along with kind of Philippine-style words, misamis, Oriental. Driving on the right, yeah, that's English. These tuk-tuks. Misamis Oriental, I learned, it's like a province, or a region. I learned where that was at one point. I have since forgotten. I think these with like one roof and not like two roofs, and not like a passenger car. I think that's more south. I think a passenger car is more north. At least that's what I have learned. I'm not sure if that's true, but I do think this with so many more palm trees is more south. It's not really a good meta that you should trust. That says Tambagan chapter could be a city, or it's really must be really small because I have no idea. But I'm gonna send somewhere here. It was on this island called Mindanao. Yeah. Not much Misamis Oriental. I guess it's just like something region here. I learned that at one point, but I forgot. I mean, we have a Brazilian flag here. There's a lot to go over here, but at this point, 30, and I'm already, I don't know how long I've been recording for, but I'm gonna, it looks for southern vegetation, more pine trees in the south of Brazil. That's what I'll say for this round, and I got the state there. Lithuanian ballers, the same way as you had last time, so I'm gonna send here. And now we come to a more difficult location, but these are the normal Polish poles, with these very thin poles with thin holes going to all the way to the bottom. Architecture makes sense, very hilly. I'm making even more south here. Also the W's, if you see W's, go Poland. Okay, with just some random little hilly bit in the north, alright. Why are we on 32? Okay, we're on 34, we should be at least. Because that one Finland round doesn't count. I mean, if it counts, then they'll just add one, because, yeah, okay. Driving the left here, yellow backplates, UK in it, mate. In it, bruv. Okay, this is going to be Chile. Looks quite south, these kinds of pine trees. South America, you'll see Spanish. Lago Chapo, that could be a lake. Lago is lake. I don't know, Lago Ranco. It's gonna be more, it's gonna be, like, more south than, like, Concepcion, but it's gonna be more north than, like, Cochrane. It could be like I think it's more north than Coyhaique. These poles are gonna be Chilean. It's hard to, yeah, there's like indents in them. Sometimes there's holes in them. White car as well, very common. Only car you'll see in Chile. Yeah, it was a mix of areas. What is this? Lago Chapo. Okay, well now we know this lake in here in this national park is called Lago Chapo. A very cool location. These are Brazilian poles with the indents. Sometimes you see white paint there. It says São Francisco. Ending in AO is always Portuguese. Looks quite north with this architecture. Like palm trees, I go like somewhere on this north coast here, anywhere from Belém to Salvador on the coast here. I'm not an expert at this at all. It tends to be very difficult for almost every player to identify those kinds of things. This kind of antenna you'll see in Colombia, Ecuador, Brazil, and Mexico. I'm just gonna send something like tall. Yeah, I mean it's quite north. It was on the coast, but in Bahia was the Bahia is the state. Yellow backplates here. This screams UK in it, bruv. Coventry. Northallerton. Fantastic. Looks lovely. Oh boy. Our first, maybe the second toughest round so far. UK, I mean, not UK, USA or Canada. And just because I think it is more northern, more of a dirt road here, I think what I have to do is just send Canada. Like, there's no information here except for houses, vibes. I think that's a stop sign. In Quebec, you'll see stop sign that say arrêt or arrête. A-R-R-E-T with some accent somewhere, which is French, obviously. Very French influence all across Canada. The main language of Quebec is French. You'll see double language in New Brunswick. But I think that says stop. And yeah, I'm just going to say this is somewhere in Ontario. I easily see this being wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm just right. Actually, I feel like I think it's called like a transformer or something. And I feel like pointing towards a road. It's common in New Brunswick, so I don't know. I'm just going to send that. Okay, push this Ontario. Okay, I don't know why I'm going for stupid metas. Okay, same sort of signs we saw in Australia round, these white signs. This kind of vegetation looks a lot more north than Victoria. It looks like sort of inland, New South Wales. It's very flat. It's not in the mountains. It's not in the Green Mountains, or in the Blue Mountains named here. They'd be green colored though. So it could be like inland NSW, or it could be little inland southern Queensland here, is my thought. Could be wrong, of course. But we're just streaking. I think maybe a railroad over there. Yeah, it is. I'm just gonna send. Yeah, it was more southern inland Queensland. Okay, this screams Bolivia. These kinds of mountains, these kind of architecture with this this kind of road, these kinds of hats are very, very common in Bolivia for some reason. You'll see them also in Peru sometimes, but they're just very, very common Bolivian hats. Yeah. Where in Bolivia? I might go like near. It's actually the trees. Could be like near Potosi. My first thought was near Oruro, but with seeing all these trees, with this mountain look screamed Oruro to me, but seeing all the trees, I might not. Actually, I'll stay there. Yeah, it was more Potosi Sucre, downtown Sucre even. Alright, we have a university there, okay. Or, it's not, it's just a school. Why am I saying that's university? Okay, this vegetation instantly makes me think of like northern Arizona or like southwest Colorado or like southeast Utah, northwest New Mexico. We have no antenna on the car. This kind of vegetation, these kinds of trees. Mountains would make sense. I mean, it could even be to. I saw like Nevada around the other day. It was like right on this road here. That had this kind of vegetation that looks so much like this circle right here. So I don't know. This kind of vegetation I associate with like Four Corners. Watch me be in the wrong country, but I mean, the sun is the south, and you're in the northern hemisphere. If sun is to the north, and you're in the southern hemisphere. I mean, don't always use the sun because sometimes the compass is weird and sometimes it's hard to tell. But I'd be surprised if I get this wrong. Yeah, it was in southern Utah there. Didn't have really reddish Utah mountains, but it's alright. Just some spot where it wasn't very reddish mountains. This pole looks like the Belgian pole we had earlier with a yellow sticker on it. I'm not sure I've ever seen that. Actually, is it UK? It looks very UK. Yeah, we're driving on the left. White plates, steering wheel. Yeah, okay, it is just UK. If this is Ireland, then it's like GG Ireland. It looks so much like the UK. Yeah, that's good. Russia here. Don't know where, but bollard spam on the side of intersections. Extremely, extremely common for Russia. Middle of nowhere road landscape looks like it goes forever. Screams Russia. You could mistake this for Ukraine, but Ukraine would have like a. Ukraine looks different. We'll get to that if I see Ukraine. Yeah, so I don't know where. I'm gonna click there. It could be far east. It was more east. It wasn't far east. I really should be going faster, because I could be going for 2 hours if I ever want to get this. Like, this looks like Slovakia with the metal roofs. These poles look Slovakian. I'm not gonna say much more. Could easily be wrong here. Actually, I'm gonna look around a bit more just to make sure I'm not wrong. Metal roofs. Yeah, it looks like more like Central Eastern Slovakia. I mean, it could be Czechia. I could be losing here Czechia, but I just think it looks more Slovakian. Yeah, it was Eastern Slovakia. Okay, it's just gonna be Spain now, somewhere down here. That could say something helpful. Alcalala, what does it say? I feel like it was somewhere out here. I feel like it looks somewhere down here. Not like I know that place, but maybe it's more north. Oh, yeah, Alcalala La Real. Okay, yeah, it was down there. I've heard of that. I just did not associate the La Real with it. Okay, short. These are Italian license plates. You can barely see the blue on both sides. Also, black backs of signs. See in Italy a lot. Also, like Albania, Romania, some stuff. Pretty easy. Black backs of signs. Architecture screams Italy. It's going outside Florence somewhere here. Yeah, it was very close. Excuse me. These bollards you'll see in Austria, Slovenia, and like Montenegro, and then you'll see this reddish strip more on the left side. And if it's Serbia, you'll see this like once in a million. This bollard in Croatia. But this with the like we call them like Lego bricks on the top of these bollards. Like very 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 common in Austria. Also, a bit of a reddish plate in Austria. Mountains look Austrian. I mean, there's a chance this is Slovenia. I'm losing here. But okay, those chevrons I think are just going to be found in Austria and Hungary. So I'm going to go for this. Big bridge mountain there. Maybe if you're Austrian you know that, but yeah. Up by Salzburg actually. It was this here with a castle on it. Okay, pretty cool. Gen 2 camera. My first thought was Belgium. Reddish plates in Belgium usually. This pavement also looks like the Belgium we had before. It looks very like, concrete, or I don't know how to describe it with words, but these outsides. Wow, I'm already need water. I'm talking so much. Hard to see if these plates have a reddish tint because Belgian plates are the numbers and letters are written in red. So honestly, I could easily see myself getting this wrong, but I do think they kind of look reddish. It's really hard to see. Like we can't see this. I mean, if it's not Belgium, then it's just like France. I mean, the architecture does look more north. What if it's like Germany? Yeah, I'm not as confident as I should be here. What if it's like Denmark? I am kind of worried here, to be honest. I do not know for sure. about this. Like these houses just do not look Danish to me. I mean, do not look Belgian to me. This looks like Danish. These look Belgian. Those look like Southern France, Spain, UK mix. Like I just cannot place that. Those houses look very Danish, very Dutch. Pavement looks Denmark. And what even actually? Okay, I think I will send Denmark, but I'm prepared for the worst. Oh, I have like maybe a reddish blur is reflecting license plate here. I don't know. Prepared for the worst. That it is just spill over right into the border on France, or it's just Germany and I'm being omega dumb, and it's just some Hamburg, Bielefeld, something. Or it's Denmark. Okay, I'm just gonna send somewhere around like Hasselt and hope for the best. Woohoo! Very close to the Dutch border. Okay, it was in outside Pelt. Alright, we have a 47 streak. We actually have a 49, so I'm going to change that. These are Swedish road lines. Sort of dash. Very close to the Norwegian border. Makes sense with the very high like elevation sort of mountains. Dashes here almost like yellow. My first thought here was France. No particular reason. Okay, it is. Okay, these are reddish Belgian plates. Yeah, these are reddish Belgian plates. And also sort of orangish signs, back signs, reddish, you'll see in Belgium. Irish here with the yellow outside dashes. Leanin Hotel. Very mountainous, I'm going to say down here. That's what, Lean, is that a place we can find? That's probably tiny. Probably not even a place, to be honest. Leanin. Could be, yeah, I think it is here, actually. I feel like my vibe would be just to go like around here because of the biggest mountains are there, but it could be there's some big mountains over here, and there's some like rolling big mountains, hills here, and all throughout Ireland you have surprisingly big mountain hills, but also up here. This is the last place it could be. I'm just gonna send something. It was well this and this. I guess I didn't see one. This Leanown. Okay, good to know this town, this little area of really actually bigger mountains than I thought were there. Okay. These red lines are Danish. These houses, these like those town signs are Danish. The ballers are Danish. Okay, this what actually is this? I should know what this is. Is it like Czechia? Oh, this is Kosice, which is a city in Slovakia. Which I did not think. I really thought this is more Western Europe at first. Marciarska? Was that a place? Wait. I'm not actually convinced on Kosice here, but I mean, we have hills north. We have hills north here. Yeah, I'm not convinced that it could be actually be Czechia. I've seen these signs in multiple countries throughout Europe. Slovakia, Czechia, France. Stary Mesto. Oh, Kosice to Stary Mesto. Wait. Okay. This is like a business. No. I'm concerned that like this sign says something about this business or whatever. Whatever this restaurant goes from Kosice to Stary Mesto, and I'm wondering if Stary Mesto is like on this side of Czechia. So it just there's businesses all around here. This is Porto, obviously in Portugal. Porto. Interesting plate there. Church. Stary Mesto. Meanwhile, obviously that it doesn't look like a big city like we have old. Looks like I would think it was a smaller place than Kosice, but how do you say that? Kosice? No, it's not Kosice. What am I saying? That's my stupid American pronunciation. Okay, I mean you have a church here, but I doubt it. You have a bigger building there. It make me think also a bigger city. Stary Mesto. I think I'm saying that right. What, Radbova or Radbova might also be a place. I'm thinking of like Nove Mesto instead of Stary Mesto. I think there's multiple Mestos in like in Czechia. Street signs could be helpful. Or these, like, house numbers might be specific, but I don't know. Marciarsk. I swear that was... Marciarsk was something else. Maybe it just means road, to be honest. Well, YOLO. Okay, good. Okay. This Gen 4, which was recently added to both Peru and Chile, but this, I'd definitely say, is more Chile. With these signs, these mountains. Well, you see these mountains in both, but double white lines you'll see more commonly in Chile, although there's like one highway that was released on the coast in Peru that has double white, but I do think this just looks more Chilean with those kinds of signs. Peru would have black and white striped posts on most of their signs. The sign, like, very almost American looking sign. These mountains are crazy. Obviously, this reminds me of Antofagasta area, so I think, okay, I think it's anywhere from Tocopilla to, like, it's down here. We have our intersections here is like there's like a restaurant there, Caleta Rio, and like I know as much as I shouldn't find this and I should just guess, like I want to find this, you know. I doubt we're down there. Ooh, we have a curve there, so we're curving like right there. So it is... Oh, it's a town. It should be a recognizable town, no? Oh my, that's a bigger town than we are in. I don't think it's a white road. It looks like a pretty main road. Like, yeah, I like this region. This looks good. This looks pretty good. This looks pretty good. Huh. Right. To me, there's like a 1% chance this is Peru, but I really don't think it is. Yeah, not quite there, I believe. No, so the town's not on that side; it's on the other side. So not that close to Antofagasta. I don't think it's around here. Like right on the coast. So this makes sense. Huh. Should have found it by now. Cobija? Curving right there now. Punta Blanca. Tres Puntas. Like, it's possible that only one of these roads is mapped here. Tocopilla. The angle is like right like that. Yeah, surprised it's this north, actually. I'm very surprised it's this north. This looks pretty good. Well, it doesn't look pretty good, it looks good enough, more like. Are we curving over there? Sort of, we're curving over there. I don't love it. I mean, it doesn't look like a big town. Yeah, I don't love that. This also doesn't look great, but I'm gonna send something. Okay, I passed it. How'd I pass it? How'd I pass it? How'd I pass it? I should have found that. Other road wasn't marked, but should have still found that. Okay, USA speed limit. Don't care. Arizona, Mexico. What's Arizona? Quite south. Generation 2 camera with this double white lines and these kinds of trees. This looks very much like Nova Scotia. Generation 2 you'll very rarely see in USA, and this screams Canada and Nova Scotia at that. These bollards to see in Luxembourg and Germany, but this looks a lot more Luxembourg to me, I think. Actually, kind of scared here. Looks very hilly. Yeah, it just looks like Gen 2 Luxembourg, to be honest. Yep, it was. Okay, this is German camera. Blur many, you'll see these random blurs. It's definitely German. Don't really know German street signs. If I knew German street signs, I would instantly know what city this was. but I do not know Bochum or Dortmund or Bochum Nord street signs. If I'm already becoming really hoarse. So if I become like, if I become like really like, I cannot talk at all, then I won't talk much. Yeah, this is somewhere. It could actually be Queensland. It was Queensland. That was my thought. Yeah. Driving the left, yellow outside dashes, yellow white backplates. So Ireland's. Yeah. Double yellow lines. These, I think this is that Quebec or is that Ontario kind of sign? I should instantly know that, but I'm blanking. This is English. The battle. No wait. Oh my God, it's Lloydminster. Okay, this is out here. Lloydminster's out here. I don't know what I'm thinking, dude. The Battlefords. Sounds very. I don't want to say it was apocalyptic or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, Battlefords. Never heard. Oh, the battle. I know North Battleford. I know Battleford. I just didn't know they were called the Battlefords. That's funny. Okay, this centennial you'll see in Puerto Rico, Guam, and North Mariana Islands, as well as being an addition to like a giant white Google car that you'll see in the U.S. Virgin Islands. But this, to me, just looks like North Mariana Islands or Guam. It doesn't look like Puerto Rico. Legacy Health. On Guam, you'll see like a piece of the roof rack sticking out, and we don't see that here. And in North Mariana Islands, you'll see these, where the bushes I'm thinking of. It's like bushes with like red leaves on them, but either way, this is just, at the end of the day, it's just, actually these poles might be more Guam. I just don't see the thing. At the end of the day, it's just USA. It counts as USA. It was downtown Papega Avenue. Literally the best road in the world, Papega Avenue. Like, it doesn't get better than that. Alright, this is gonna be Chile with this white car. This landscape, though, I think it's more south. Lago Mahue, or this looked more like whatever. Actually, with being a lake, I think it is gonna be more north. So let's just go a very similar place to the place we did last time. Yeah, we're learning our lakes of Chile now. Lago Mahue. Okay. And yeah, so we're on that. Okay. This is Kenya here, driving the left, no snorkel, license plates, road lines. You often see these kinds of shops. Language is very Kenyan as well, or it's English, but it's some other different kinds of words. And don't know where. I'm just gonna go somewhere over here, like Kericho. Wow, very nice guess. Driving on the left here, these kinds of poles aren't the normal kinds of poles, but it's Brazil, long license plates, Pare, South America. EI is as Portuguese as well. Santonopolis. I'm wondering if that's like a greater Sao Paulo kind of suburb. I don't have any reason to think that, but just because this looks more like first world, so not really like really rural city, but it sounds like a name that would be like quite a big city, and I don't know all these freaking small cities around Sao Paulo. I mean, there's Petropolis, of course, but Santanopolis, I do not know. There's an area code I can pinpoint what region it's in. One of the few countries I have a decent-ish idea of where the area codes are. Sort of, not always. Keep walking, Johnny Walker. Yeah, you tell him. You tell him, Johnny. Okay, I give up. Sao Paulo. Oh, it was Feira de San. Yeah, I wasn't seeing many southern trees, so I was kind of doubting it. Okay, very actually cool highway going by the city. Again, yellow dashes, Ireland. Just had to double check. Also, yellow diamond signs, only Ireland and for Europe, and like North America as well. You're gonna Malaysia here. You'll see the many kinds of language here. Kedai. You'll see on a lot of signs. It's not a place. Never scan for Kedai. Gen 4 is only on the mainland. There's no Generation 4 coverage on this. This island is called Borneo, and it has the country Brunei, mostly Indonesia, and also this is Malaysia here. But there's no Gen 4 on the Malaysian side here. Brunei doesn't have coverage, but there's plenty of Gen 3 and Gen 4 here in Indo-Part. But it's should be Malaysia. Where I don't actually see any black stickers, but I think they're just like pointed away from us, to be honest. Yeah, way up there. Okay. Cotabaru. European highway. Okay. Luckily for us, it is just the Netherlands with yellow plates back and front. A2 it might say, which is here, but might not say that. I don't know. A7. Yeah, tough to see. Tough to see. I'm gonna talk less. Like I really wanted this to be like educational videos for new people to find my channel, but I am so hoarse. Eswatini, long grass. Was that red? Alright, it's French, so it's gonna be Quebec. This mountain's more mountainous part of Quebec, so maybe like here or here. I'm taking over here though. Let's go gas. Just hills there. Okay. I think that sign, that sticker over there, triangle there, might be more of like a Saskatchewan province thing in Canada. Not sure about that, but I'm gonna send because that's just what I'm thinking. If it's USA, if this is USA, then I'm obviously just done. But I think cartilage like this is more common for Canada. A lot more common for Canada. It's not 100%, but yeah, very nice. Driving the right. Portuguese. This. Okay, those trees are southern, but it's not very 7-9. What? I was not thinking that. It's gonna be down here then. Kaju. Oh, okay. I was not thinking there. But Oakley. Let's go right there. 5K. Fastest, luckiest 5K. I mean, zoom on the road that stands out most brightest yellow. Then it's only one of the 2 roads that's divided in this province. In this state of Sergipe, I think. Yeah, Sergipe. And 5K because that's on a curve. Like, yeah. That looks like Swedish. That's not right. It's Danish. Those are definitely Danish signs. Like work vehicles. I don't know how they call them, but utility worksman vehicles, often known vans. In Denmark, you'll see yellow plates. But yeah. It's downtown Copenhagen. Well, not quite downtown, in some greater suburb. Those signs you'll see in like Sweden and Finland, but with 5 dashes here, it's gonna be Finland and not Sweden. And also, language is a lot more Finnish. It's weird because like my first thought was Sweden here, to be honest. Colombian crosses in the back, yellow license plates, generation 4. Actually, there's such pine trees here, and that's just because it's gonna be a very, very, very high altitude. Cajica, I'm not sure that's a place. If it is, it's small. Oh, it's right there. Yeah, kind of rung a bell, but yeah, decently close. Pretty high altitude there. Load. Okay. Ooh. Okay, this is tough, but again, this antenna, Colombia, Ecuador, Mexico, Brazil. This landscape very distinct for Roraima in Brazil. I'm gonna go somewhere up there. Yeah, very, very nice. This poles are black and white bottoms, striped. Peru. The markers are Peru. Poles are Peru. I'll see this kind of bottom of the sign in Peru, but this landscape is just screams the max north of Peru. This angle, so let's find something. It's not like mountains or hills there. So what if we're like max north though? Does angle fit? Not quite. Well, does it? If we're curving there, then it does. A road going to the south. Nah, we're going to the north. Wait, buildings there though. Wait, why do we have hills there? It's divided there. I don't know why I'm going there. Oh, I don't know. Well, okay. I was thinking it was like this road or like this road, but because I was thinking it was like right over here, but I just didn't see this angle that going down here. We had a river right there. I didn't not see that either. Kosnic. You see these yellow signs in like Serbia, Croatia, Slovenia, a bunch of other places, Montenegro. Oh no, wait, I'm actually not sure, because, okay, these guardrails are not the kind of guardrails that you're going to see in Croatia and Serbia. They'd be, like, more flat and wouldn't have these curves on them. But I'm actually, I should just know this if I snap my fingers. Like, I can't snap very well, but, no. Okay, don't roast me about my inability to snap, okay? And I think this is just Slovenia, but we low-key have rifts in the sky, which would be Montenegro, Albania. I think it's just Slovenia, yeah, but the road lines also doesn't look very. House looks. Oh no. Like, I'm doubting myself. Like, what? I guess there's a chance this is Monty, and I'm terrified, to be honest. And since Monty is so much smaller and has so many less roads, I think the thing here is just I have to scan for the 5K here, and just to make sure it's actually not Monty. Like I think it's just Slovenia, but this little mini, they're not quite normal rifts. Like, so I think it is just Slovenia, but I'm still scared. And the road line I think is more. I associate that with more with like, with No, I'm gonna throw this. I associate this more with Monty, the single weight road line. Oh god, okay, we're cooking right there again. Okay, so it's not here. I had a heart attack and it was right there. There's so few roads in Monty, you know? It's so curvy as well, so it's not going to be anywhere there. Curvy over here. There's no off-road there. And diverse world is also like always pinpointable, so it's going to be, this is definitely going to be mapped. Yeah, quite scary when it shouldn't be. Tell me if there's anything here that I just should know instantly. Like the bollard is the same in both, to my knowledge. Why does this Loki fit? There's no building there, which we have multiple buildings there, so hopefully it's not here, but I could easily see it here. I mean, it would be Kosnica. Wait, that's not it, is it? No, what was I looking at before? I was looking at something over here. What was I looking at before? I was looking at something over this way before. Here, yeah. But it wouldn't be going to Kostic. Oh my god, Kostic. I don't know about your heart, but my heart is racing right now. 77 is by no means a personal best. Like I could have done this a lot faster, to be honest. Just without explaining, but I think to be honest, I think there's a lot of people who have gotten better than 177 or whatever it is. But yeah, it's just funny that like people like Steak, Boki. I'm pretty sure they have just at least if they haven't tried, they're capable of getting like 500, 1,000 even for Steak maybe on ADW just by knowing locations, repeat playing so much. So it's not like if I get this, I'm top AW player. Kind of the opposite. I could really consider doing this on Arbitrary World or or Community World, which are the two other like normal-ish world maps. They have no move streaks. But I have filled my scan for Kosnica and this road angle and fitting with these buildings and that building in Monty. So I go somewhere over here in Slovenia. And I hope for the best. Okay. Yeah, easy Slovenia there. Okay. Nothing scary at all. Oh no, what? Dude, what is this? This is gettable, but maybe not first try. Let me put that up to 1. Okay. Okay, we have a okay, this isn't really a short antenna, it's just that this car, the blur is glitched, so it's like one tiny frame, like a little backwards, so we can see the mirrors in the front of the car. You can see like the mirror here, in front of the car there, and you can see the antenna is like short, even though it's not as short, you just can't see part of it. What do I think here? I think... Okay, well, this kind of glitch you very often see in Croatia. I was not thinking Croatia here, to be honest. I thought more Western Europe, like France, Spain, even Italy is possible. Bridge, I cannot see anything. There's a pole here. I don't think so. Are those pointy trees? No, I think they're just like leaves or something. Honestly, there's like a small chance of like even a very small chance of like a Slovenia or a Romania as well. Just a very small chance. I mean, everything has this car glitch sometimes. I mean, like the blur is like distinct. You can tell where it ends. It's not just like a, it's not a blurry blur. It's not a blurry blur, you know. Some elevated bridge or railroad track there. Yeah, this is probably the end of me. If it's Spain, it's more North Spain. It doesn't look particularly dry. It also doesn't look particularly piney. Like I could see just being Spain, but I'm not loving it as my first guess. France, I don't dislike. Could see myself going there. Okay, those trees look more like Spanish, even Southern French, Italian. Italy, I like. These trees are just what I'm gonna end up basing my guess off of, to be honest. If this is like Greece, then just wow. Possible, but not guessing there really. Definitely okay. Yeah, I think it is definitely these. Looks very more southern kind of transit trees. Probably not Romania, not Slovenia. With these kinds of more southern Mediterranean trees over there, like bushes, not really trees. Don't know, Jeff. Don't know, Jeff. Don't know. I'm like only like 15% set this is Italy, but it's somehow the most likely in my eye. Shut up, motorcycle. Wow. I really like. I like Italy happening here, except the. I'm not sure this car glitch I've seen very commonly in Italy. Like I might have seen it before, but. Part of me just wants to send Croatia because that's where you get this car glitch like half the time in Croatia. To be honest, part of me, and also fall coverage. I just want to send Croatia. To be honest. do think this kind of hedges look more Western Europe. For some reason, this bridge looks more Western Europe, but I mean, I might just go in. Is it called Istria? I think it's called Istria. Istria, yeah, okay, it is called Istria. Well, I really was hoping I could get more than only 79. But yeah, I really don't know. Spain, France, Italy, Croatia, even possibly Slovenia, Romania, Bulgaria, Greece. The thing in the sky, yeah, I don't know why I'm checking that. I hope you learned something. And yeah, I'm hoping this gets more attention in this video, because kind of talks about it in that way. Sending in 3, 2, 1. Okay, was Spain. Was North Spain. Makes so much more sense than where I guessed in Croatia with this kind of vegetation. If you move anywhere here, like, actually still, it's not as glitched here. But. Okay, now we see a sun looks kind of Spanish there. Bridge was more Western Europe. It wasn't North Spain with this kind of more northern vegetation, not desert sort of thing. Yeah, just really tough location. It's pinpointable because it's on the edge of it's on the end of a curve, you know. And apparently they consider this a stream, or like a tiny little puddle creek, and it has a name even. Val de Commune. Okay. But yeah, I will finish this out. This is our first Thailand. It's crazy. We kind of had really weighted games. Bulgarian flag. I'm gonna mute for 1 second. Sorry about that. Okay, this round, I'm thinking, well, it's Brazil, but part of me wants to say this is a repeat and it was Acre, but other than that, I don't think Acre at all. But just because I think it might be a repeat, I'm gonna send something here. No, it wasn't. Yeah, it didn't look like it. It's fine. Absolutely fine. Wait, actually, that low-key might be a... yeah, I think it might be a repeat. But yeah, if I keep trying this... this isn't really one I'm really wanting to go for. Obviously, there's huge differences in the records. In the solo one there, and there's people that can look it better. And this is... ADW Steve, not a streaking kind of player, but he's just an insane player all around. It's like one of the coolest guys. Yeah. Very old there, more than a year actually. I remember like the day that went up, that video went up, and I was just like, whoa, what just happened? Like yeah, that was just wow. Thank you for watching. Actually, surprisingly close to 1,000 subscribers, which I don't really have any plans for, but I think that's super cool, and I'm surprised that there's that many people watching, and it really pleases me. So thank you for watching, and peace.